Voyage. I arrived at Ojota bus park in a rush on Sunday morning, hoping to catch the earliest bus around 5 a.m. On getting there, it was full and already leaving. I sighed, entering the next bus. I was the only passenger in the bus before an elderly woman, about 65, came in to join me. She was elegantly dressed in a black sequin Iro and Buba and sat quietly behind the driver's seat, reading the morning paper. I checked my leather wristwatch. The long hand was on 9, while the shorter one was between 5 and 6. We were already 5 passengers in the 18-seater computer bus. A couple in their mid-50s had joined the bus some minutes after the older woman came in. They were so engrossed with each other that one would think they just got wedded or renewed their vows. Who knows? Probably they are. I thought to myself as my eyes wandered across the street to catch the scene of 2 park workers fighting over a passenger's luggage. The tall man in Ashoke was pulling the bag to the right, saying he sighted the passenger first, while the not so tall man was pulling it to the left, saying he called the passenger first. This scene continued for a few minutes until a smart-looking man with grey hair interrupted the scene with his presence. They paused and lifted their hands in the air, hailing him, Twale Baba Balaba, number 1. They shouted as he mouthed some words. They ended up bringing the bag they were fighting over together to the back of the bus I was in, as it was too weighty for just one person to carry. A woman came to the opposite side of where I was sitting in the bus, close to the older woman who entered the bus after me. I couldn't hear what she was saying to her. She's probably seeking some assistance or food, I guessed. My focus wasn't on her, but the beautiful lady frying the early morning akara for people to buy and eat with bread. I signaled to her to come over with 2 bean cakes and a medium-sized loaf of bread. I watched as she packed it in a black and white polythene bag. Her cleavage revealed a glimpse of her light-skinned bosom. I would have gotten more, but I was scared of my stomach punishing me for being a little lustful. I initiated a little conversation. She said her name was Symbiat. I should have collected her number, but she would be married, I convinced myself. She left, leaving me with a smile. It then dawned on me that we might never cross paths again. I sighed. The bus was almost full. I counted 3 empty seats in the back row. We were seated 3 in the first row, behind the driver's seat, 4 on the other rows. 2 seats were reserved beside the driver. A few minutes before the rising of the sun, 2 passengers came rushing into the bus. One of them, in his mid-30s, was fully dressed in a blue suit. One would think he ran from the altar when he was about to say "I do" to his significant other. "We don't move. I say we don't dey by the expressway like this," he said to the person he was speaking with on the phone. I gave him a scornful look. He returned it with a smile. When he dropped the call, he looked at me, and I just laughed. I am supposed to be in an important meeting by noon," he said. I looked at the back seat. It was full. But the seat at my front was missing a passenger. The park workers were already loading our luggage into the trunk of the bus and underneath some chairs, so no bag is forgotten. I assumed we all thought this man walking towards our bus in shirt and tie was our long-awaited co-passenger, till he got to our bus and leaned in the sliding door. As if our driver already knew him, he rested in his seat without flinching to start the bus engine. The man brought out a big black book that looked like a Bible. "Let us pray," he said. He called out some prayers. A few passengers responded. I responded because I was curious to know his mission. After the prayers, he shared some tracts as he introduced himself as a pastor and needed our assistance to help him build his church and move his ministry forward. The old woman in black sequin was the first to squeeze a note in her hand and give it to him. The man collected it and displayed the money. It was 1,000 naira note. He showered rain of prayers on her. Money started coming from every corner of the bus while he kept on praying for the givers. I felt ashamed as I had used my spare cash to eat akara from the pretty seller. The last person came into the bus with a smile on her face. She was happy. She wouldn't have to wait too long before the bus moved. Everybody adjusted to their positions as the driver closed the sliding door and returned to start the engine. The bus was leaving the park. As I watched everyone in the bus already adjusted to their positions, and the people at the park as they continued their businesses. At that moment, a wave of thunder hit me as I realized that everyone, including the person sitting next to me, has a life as complex as mine, which they are consistently living, despite my lack of awareness and influence of it. As the bus moved, I couldn't help but think about the various events spontaneously unfolding around me. The elderly woman's gentle demeanor, the couple's love, the park workers' camaraderie, the pastor's dedication, and Symbiat's beauty all contributed to a rich tapestry of human experiences. I felt grateful to have witnessed these moments, and my heart swelled with appreciation for the intricate lives we lead. The bus continued on its journey, and I settled into my seat, letting the breeze blow across my face, lost in thought.
The
The
thunder
thunder
lingered, a gentle reminder of the profound connections that exist between us all.